Hi, my name is Colin McGlinchey, and today I will be presenting a case study on the Intervale Community Farm in Vermont. I will be arguing that systems to maintain proper soil hydration, such as irrigation and raised beds, are key production inputs for farmers in the fight against the effects of climate change. The Intervale Community Farm in Vermont has been experiencing problems over the past decade and a half due to climate change. The farm, as well as much of the rest of the world, has seen an increase in both heavy downpours and extended dry periods throughout the growing season. ICF consists of mostly sandy soils, with silty soils making up about 1/3 of the land. Sandy soils are good for drainage, which means they are better protected against high precipitation events. But yields can suffer in these soils during extended dry periods. Silty soils have greater moisture retention abilities. Because of this, yields can suffer from downpours, but are better protected against dry periods. During hot, dry periods in the summer, ICF would see a reduced yield in 4 out of 12 of its crops. This is a significant proportion of revenue that, if gone without treatment, could cause a large drop in profits. ICF could have begun a large-scale land development project to spread and maintain water across the farm. Ponds and irrigation channels could be developed according to site topography. Water would rest in the ponds, slowing the rest of the water through the channels, allowing for greater moisture retention for the whole property. The ponds could also hold water for long periods of time to be pumped where and when it is needed. However, this is a large project that could have cost a lot of money. This would have been a large expense for ICF to consider, and it could also mean a temporary drop in revenue stream. They may not have been able to grow in some areas of the farm where land was being developed. They might have also had to allocate labor and other resources to the development project, drawing away from the production of crops. These two factors may have contributed to their decision not to go through with the project. Additionally, ICF has access to a nearby river and already had 3 wells on site. For this reason, land development might have been unnecessary. To combat the dry periods, ICF implemented drip and spray irrigation systems on multiple acres of sandy soil and raised beds on much of their silty soil. The irrigation helps to spread water to areas which may have dried out during the season, and the raised beds help to increase drainage and prevent waterborne pathogens from developing from heavy downpours. The report done by the University of Vermont used data from ICF over the past 11 years. It separated years into 3 categories according to their levels of precipitation: wet, average, and dry. This solution was chosen because it avoided the loss of crop yield in all 3 levels of precipitation. The net benefit of these irrigation systems and raised beds was positive in all 11 years of the report except for 1. The effect was most beneficial during dry years. 2009 was one of the only wet years and was the only year to see a negative net benefit. It saw a yield loss avoidance of only $1,140. But just 2 years before, 2007 was a dry year, which saw a yield loss avoidance of $7,695. Due to this avoidance and yield loss across all 11 acres, ICF was able to increase their average net income per acre per year by $3,011. The total benefit to the farm over 11 years of this solution was estimated to be $508,705. The implementation of these soil hydration systems will increase ICF's supply of produce over time. If systems like this are implemented across the industry, we could see an overall drop in the price of food in the short run. The drop would not happen immediately, but over time as more farmers adopt these practices. This means that the benefits of these systems will be larger for early adopters than for those who implement them later on. I recommend that farmers incorporate these practices into their operations as soon as possible so that they do not lose out on the benefits that may diminish as the market adapts. However, for new farms, I recommend the land development projects. They would be a one-time expense at the beginning of the project that would have large returns in terms of water costs and yield loss avoidance over time. At the very least, all farmers should implement some form of irrigation system on their farms to protect themselves against the effects of climate change. Thank you.